In Hinduism, there is an idea that we begin dying from the very moment we are born. Death is not something that happens after 60 or 100 years. Rather, your birth is the beginning of your death, just like an old clock that, once wound, starts ticking. Death is not a punishment, nor is it the end. Some people ask, why was I born if I am going to die? The answer is, what else did you expect to do besides live? Your question is like asking, why do I board a train if I'm going to get off it later? A journey cannot be permanent. Life goes on, but our own journey will eventually stop. Our perception of death is flawed. We see it as a disaster or a catastrophe that befalls us, while death, or in other words, non-existence, is the rule, and life is the exception. Do you realize how many things had to happen for you to come into this world? Your existence is a true miracle. There could have been trillions of other people in your place. Our unhealthy relationship with death makes everything we do in life a distraction from the fact that we will one day be gone. We live as if this fate does not exist. Of course, we shouldn't think about death every minute to the point of paralysis, waiting for it to arrive. But it should remain present in our minds, because that awareness helps us focus on what truly matters. Thinking about death is thinking about the bigger picture. We are just passing through, so why suffer and grieve over trivial things? Sooner or later, you will experience the loss of loved ones. Grief is natural, but what matters most is learning how to move beyond it. Our problem with loss is that we focus on what we've lost and forget what we've gained. Yes, you lost your father or mother, but you gained 40 or 60 years of memories with them, and that is a great gain. Think about the life you shared with them, not the future without them. And don't forget, they still live within you through your genes, 50% from your mother and 50% from your father. And remember, if they could come back, they would tell you, live your life and stop drowning in grief. These are some ideas from pragmatic nihilism. My father passed away when I was 3 years old, yet I still consider those 3 years a gain. Perhaps he saw me, felt joy, carried me, played with me, and maybe I eased some of his suffering before he died. My experience with losing loved ones led me to constantly search for deeper meanings in life, meanings that help me cope with the pain of separation. At first, I focused heavily on religion, but eventually, I found that philosophy is what truly comforts us and gives us tools to understand. How did philosophers deal with death? Socrates had a somewhat unusual view. He saw death as potentially the greatest blessing because it is the end of all suffering. We all suffer, some more than others, so death brings that suffering to an end. Of course, Socrates did not promote suicide. Rather, he wanted us to stop fearing death. If a person is severely ill and suffering every day with no hope of recovery, then logically, death may be better than life. And if you see an animal suffering slowly, you might end its life to stop its pain. Likewise, when our loved ones suffer without any quality of life, we may find comfort in the idea that their suffering has ended. The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer believed that accepting suffering gives our lives deeper meaning and greater wisdom. We should be grateful for what we have instead of chasing what we cannot attain. Applied to the loss of loved ones, focusing on their absence will only hurt us. So it is better to focus on the love and memories we shared with them. As for Albert Camus, he argued that if we accept the absurdity of existence, we can overcome suffering and find happiness even in the hardest situations. He illustrates this with the myth of Sisyphus, who was condemned to push a rock up a mountain only for it to roll back down, repeating this forever. Yet Camus believed that Sisyphus can still find happiness if he accepts the absurdity of his condition. Meanwhile, Michel de Montaigne compared grief over the loss of loved ones to a storm that overwhelms our souls and leaves us lost. But this storm should not last long. We must find our way out of it quickly. This truth, when it becomes clear before our eyes, can be frightening, but at the same time, it brings comfort. It pushes us to reassess our priorities and appreciate the value of our existence.